Let's have a nice round of applause for high-powered Howard.
All right, thanks for coming out today. I'm lucky I got here today. There was a terrible accident on the Long Island Expressway. A big truck filled with Vicks Vapor Rub flipped over. The good news, there won't be any congestion for the rest of the night. So I noticed everything nowadays is an abbreviation. Nobody's using full words anymore. I can prove it. Today I went in my SUV, I went to CVS to buy some DVDs and CDs. They ran out. They said they sent it to me, UPS COD. I'm driving home, I see a guy driving crazy. I call NYPD, some guy who was DUI. I wasn't feeling good, I went to the ER. They gave me CPR, EKG, good day, and HMO. Took me a week to memorize that. So, you know what's big now? Identity theft. Have you heard about that? People get a hold of your credit card and they can steal your identity. I was a victim. I didn't know what to do. I called the police. I told them somebody stole my identity. He says, "What's your name?" I says, "I don't know." So it's tough making a living as a comedian. Last week, to make some extra money for the holidays, I started driving a taxi in New York City. I was a little nervous my first day, and I accidentally went through a red light. My passenger, she flipped out. She said, "Be careful. Don't you know I have 8 kids?" I said, "You have 8 kids, you're telling me to be careful?" She should be careful. So I'm driving the cab last week. I see a nun on the side of the road. I pick her up. I said, "No disrespect, sister. I always wanted to kiss a nun." She said, "No disrespect. Are you Catholic and single?" I said, "Yes, I am." We pulled in the back. We kissed. I pulled away. I said, "I feel terrible. I'm not Catholic and single. I'm Jewish and single." She says, "I deceived you too. My name is Charlie on the way to a Halloween party." Boy, I get pretty thirsty when I do these shows. The other day I was looking for something to drink in my car after a show. There was no water, no diet soda in my car. All I could find is my brake fluid. So I drank it. Not bad. The next day I went to the doctor. I told him I've been drinking brake fluid. He says, "Howard, you crazy? Brake fluid is poisonous." I said, "Don't worry, Doc. I can stop it anytime." Boy, it's really cold outside. It's starting to get really cold. You know, when it's cold like this, you really need to wear a hat. So I couldn't find my hat the other day. All I could find was some paper towels. So I wrapped some paper towels around my head, and I went outside. I was immediately arrested by the sheriff. I said, "Why are you arresting me?" He told me I had a bounty on my head. So I'm a single guy, I'm trying to meet somebody nice. One of the best ways to meet people nowadays is no more introductions. You meet people on the computer. So they tell you, you type in a description of the person you'd like to meet, and their picture will pop right up. So I put down looking for somebody short, cute, likes water sports, and group activities. Yeah, they sent me back a picture of a penguin. So I don't know if you notice, I'm wearing this belt. I had a little hernia procedure a few weeks ago. I was in recovery in the hospital. The guy next to me said, "This is my 3rd time in recovery this month." I said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "The first time they left a sponge in me." I said, "Really?" He says, "The next time they left a scalpel in me. Who knows what they left in me now?" I started to get nervous. All of a sudden the doctor walked in very puzzled. "Has anybody seen my cell phone?" It's tough though. Yeah, so I'm trying to meet somebody new. One of the best ways to meet somebody, I go to the bar. Sometimes I meet people at the bar. You know, I saw a nice girl in the bar. I said, "Come on, I know you like me. My place or yours?" She said, "Both." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You go to your place, I'll go to mine." contact, everybody's on the cell phone on this. Everybody, every second. I decided to contact my ex-girlfriend to see what she was doing Saturday night. So I text her on my phone, what are you doing on Saturday night? She wrote back, LOL. I said, lots of laughs? She says, no, you're last on my list. It's tough out there. Every day I wake up with a terrible headache. I called my doctor this morning. He says, Howie, do you sleep with the windows open or closed? I said, doctor, I sleep with the windows closed. He says, leave the windows open. Let the fresh air come in. You won't wake up with a headache. Call me tomorrow. I called him the next day. He said, Howie, how's your headache? I said, my headache's gone. So my wallet, my phone, and my teeth. I believe that. So Christmas is coming. It's only 6 weeks away. My little nephew came over, 9 years old. Uncle Howie, what are you getting me for Christmas this year? I said, what do you want? He says, I'm 9. I'm old enough to have a pet spider. I said, no problem. I went to the pet store. I said, so, how much for a pet spider? The guy said, $100. I said, $100 for a pet spider? I said, never mind. I'll get it cheaper on the web. And then I came home, he was watching television for 3 hours. I said, listen, if you're going to watch TV all the time, you're not going to grow up to be smart like your Uncle Howie. He says, I am smart like you. I said, really? Can I give you a math test? He says, sure. I said, what's 2, 5, 39, and 52? He said, easy. CBS, Fox, ESPN, the Cartoon Network. So, did you guys enjoy the set today? One last joke, my favorite Christmas joke. I've been telling this joke for 20 years. Every time around Christmas, that's when you give tips to the people who did you the good service during the year. Like the mailman, he's going around Christmas time. $5 here, $10 here. He goes to the last house on his route. He knocks on the door. The woman answers the door in a sexy negligee. She grabs him by his blue mailman uniform. They go upstairs to have a wild time. He walks down and says, lady, 15 years delivering the mail. That was the best Christmas present I ever had. He's getting ready to leave. He sees on the coffee table an envelope that says mailman on it. He opens it up and there's $1 inside. Lady, what's with $1? She says, I asked my husband this morning, what should we do about the mailman for Christmas? He said, screw him, give him $1. Thank you very much.